Hey everybody, it's Aidan here from Everyday Tech. So there have been some images released recently of a possible Google Pixel 4 phone. Now these are all just rumours, so it's not set in stone, but usually leaked images they are quite reliable. So it's good authority that this is what the phone could look like. And if we just take a look at the phone, at first glance, it reminds me of two phones. The iPhone X and the Galaxy S10. Now this isn't a bad thing. Both of those phones are really good phones and they look really great. So this is potentially taking the best of both phones. And the way Google do their phones anyway, with the white and the black, it looks fantastic. I just hope that they're going to do some minor improvements over the Pixel 4 than they did over the Pixel 3, starting with the scratch resistant back. I know the Pixel 3 had issues with people being able to just use a fingernail to scratch the back of the phone, which was a bit of an issue because it's basically what the material is made out of, and you will always have to have a case on it. And to be honest, I don't think it's a deal breaker because everybody has a case on the phone pretty much all of the time anyway. But the coolest thing about this is the notch. Now, I know it's got the hole punch notch, and it's not the notch itself that I think is really cool. It's the fact that it looks like a Samsung Galaxy S10 because, and bear with me, if they are copying the S10, it could mean that Samsung are supplying Google with screens. Now this is a major step forward, and it's a fantastic addition to what will be an amazing phone. With the Google Pixel 3, there were issues last year with some of the screens being either too red or too blue and not color accurate. And Samsung make the best OLED screens on the market, bar none, and they supply Apple. So it would make sense for Google to use Samsung screens. Yeah, I think so. Another big change on this is, if we look at the picture again, on the back of the phone, there is a dual lens camera. Now again, Google have pretty much made some amazing strides in camera technology just with a single lens. So if this image is to be believed, I would like it to be a wide angle lens. Honestly, I wish all phones had wide angle lens. It makes photography so much better. You get so much more. It's just so nice to have. But we'll have to see. Everything we see is rumoured, so we can't guarantee anything at the moment. The phone itself, I don't know if I've mentioned it, should be released in October 2019, and it'll probably come with all the bells and whistles, the latest Android software, and it'll probably have the latest 855 processor, probably 8 gigabytes of RAM, or it may start at 6 and going up from there. 6 seems to be the basic at the moment for high-end phones. Most phones now start at 6 or even 8. Now, again, with regards to price, rumoured to start at around $800. This will go up depending on what you want. So obviously 800 will probably be, for example, the Google Pixel at 128 gigabytes. Let's say it's 6 gigabytes of RAM. But you might have to spend $300 more to get the Google Pixel 4 XL with 256 of memory and 8 gigs of RAM. You know, it's all up in the air. It might be $1,000, it might be $1,200, but it's going to be expensive, and it's going to be competing with the big boys. I mean, yeah, they are great phones, but last year's Google Pixel 3 was a bit of a letdown. The actual look of it was shocking. The massive notch, again, it had a purpose because it did have the dual camera setup on the front, but it was shocking to look at. With a chin at the bottom and a massive notch at the top, it was not a pretty phone to look at. But again, with the double notch on the XL that you can see on the image, You still get the same lenses, but with all the wallpapers that you're able to get with the phones at the moment, with all the Samsungs, you can get some pretty cool images on there. My personal favourite is the one with Bender from Futurama. I think that's my favourite for the moment, but I mean, there are loads out there, but I digress. So what do we want to see? We want to see this phone that we can see in the image. We want to see it's probably starting with 8 gigabytes of RAM, starting with 128 of memory. I don't want it to be prone to scratches all over the back like the previous one. The hole punch, that I can live with that. That's absolutely fine. The bezel-less looks lovely. The price, it is what it is. If it's got an amazing processor, the latest processor, and plenty of RAM and plenty of memory, and it's got an amazing camera with a wide angle lens and wireless charging, maybe, don't know, then yeah, it may be worth the money. It would definitely give Huawei a run for its money, and Samsung, and what's the other one? Apple. Oh my God, sorry. But yeah, it's definitely competing on the level of those flagship phones, but it's all rumoured. So we'll just have to wait and see. But comment below, let me know if you found anything out, if you know anything I don't, or if you've heard anything that you think might be useful to anybody else. And don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified anytime I have any tech news or tech reviews. See you soon.